He is going to come take our apple.
Right there.
He wants that apple. Welcome again to Adventures with Heckenback. We start the day in West Glacier, but ended fighting the deer for our dinner in Little Belt Mountains. Whew, that is a dramatic curve come around there. We had spent the last couple days exploring West Glacier and were ready to head east. Going to the Sun Road was still closed, though, so we had no option but to take Route 2 around the south end of the park.
School bus! Oh, it's a raft bus. It's a former school bus. I wonder what former school buses think about becoming raft buses. Is that an upgrade or a downgrade? Rowdy kids to rowdy rafters. I guess they both...
Wet, rowdy rafters.
But I was going to say, I guess they both smell.
Route 2 is a beautiful drive. We were leaving right about lunchtime, so we munched on turkey sandwiches and carrots as we enjoyed the scenery. We passed a lot of rafters, hikers, and stopped in a few places to take some pictures.
There's some rafters. They're just floaters right now. That's a good postcard right there. Colors are so interesting too, like the variations of brown and green under the snow.
Look how far down the snow line comes.
Yeah. This is Marias Pass. It has a pretty interesting history, and I'll put a link in the description below to a web page that talks about it. One of the most recognizable things here is the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial obelisk or monument. The obelisk commemorates Roosevelt's conservation work, and the rest area memorial here sits where the Continental Divide crosses Marias Pass. This was built just a couple years after the pass opened in 1930. I had taken these pictures the day before while we were out exploring when it was cold and rainy. I wish I had taken some pictures today just as a comparison. You can see in the video how different the mountains in the background look.
On the bathroom door was scratched. 3 times 7 times 77. Protect the people.
I would never have expected to learn a little Montana history by reading graffiti on the inside of a rest area bathroom door. There's a lot of mystery and conjecture surrounding the origin of these numbers, which many police departments use on their logos to this day. Many connect it back to the gold rush days around 1860, when government justice was really slow to happen and the Montana vigilantes were born. This is one of the original vigilante justice stories where the group of 5 men were judge, jury, and executioner for anyone accused of a crime. Seeing it scratched on the back of a bathroom door in 2022, though, raises some questions for me. I'll link a couple websites about it in the description below. We continued on to the east side of Glacier and entered through the Two Medicine entrance. We didn't have time today to drive all the way up to the east end of Going to the Sun Road, which is at the St. Mary's entrance. But we did want to get a little glimpse of what the east side of Glacier looked like. To us, this seemed to be the wilder side of Glacier. Definitely much less developed than the west side was. Just outside the Two Medicine entrance, we saw these statues as well, which recognize the Blackfeet Nation. We actually saw statues similar to this in several places in western Montana.
How quickly again you come out of the mountains and into the plains and
Back to cattle and grass. No bears and mooses. Not that there's anything wrong with you cows.
look how far you can see.
Yep. Take me places, baby.
We stopped in Browning, Montana for some groceries and then headed on to Great Falls. So here's another interesting piece of Montana history or trivia: the Montana teddy bear fence. A little background first. Out west here, it was really common for us to see wildlife underpasses or overpasses. So bridges or underpasses built specifically for animals to keep them from having to cross the busy road and potentially getting hit. There will be a short section of fencing to direct them into the underpass or overpass. So the story I discovered with the fence here was that local residents started hanging the teddy bears after they saw a bear going around the fence to cross the road. So kind of poking fun at all the money that was spent on the underpass. Great Falls refers to the beautiful waterfalls on the Missouri River, first confirmed, not discovered, but confirmed by the Lewis and Clark expedition in the early 1800s. There are 5 dams and waterfalls in the Great Falls area. We stopped at 3 of them. The first is the actual Great Falls location.
Progressive Insurance. Whether your home and auto have in common, Progressive protects them both. Welcome to Tanking at Progressive.com. Cool 92.9.
Hey, Dad. Cool if I change this?
They may not get each other's names, but they can both get a COVID-19 booster shot. Because the CDC
Farm.
recommends booster shots for people 12 years
Evans
old after
Ranch.
initial primary series. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Okay.
Chances are you're driving your car right now.
Up, we are going down. Oh, I see it.
Watch the road. Don't get excited till you get parked.
You just call. Look, there's a little town down here. Ryan Hydroelectric Development.
Hello. Discover here. To explain our cashback match. Here's our
Ryan Island, that's where we're going.
on the things
Straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number 1. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow. Where you're going, where you're going, brightness looks big.
This is one of 3 hydroelectric dams on the Missouri River here in Great Falls. On Ryan Island is this park, and it has this little display kitchen. So, like this was a new thing. You could actually cook with the electricity generated instead of having to use fire. We thought that was really interesting. The next one we headed to was Black Eagle Falls, which is a little closer to the Great Falls town area.
Truth cannot be hid. You gotta get going. Easy now.
The last one we stopped at was my favorite, Rainbow Falls. And we actually accessed this one from the other side of the river. Rainbow Falls actually sits between Great Falls and Black Eagle, but we had read that the best view was from the other side, so we saw that one last.
Easy now.
Oh, there's why it's called Rainbow Falls.
Oh, look at that.
I'll just sit there.
Okay.
You gotta get going.
You don't need to throw rocks in front of the truck.
No. I just thought it'd be cool to take a picture down like the side there.
The Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center is along this same road as well. We were here too late in the day to visit it. It had closed shortly before we got here, but we did stop to take a few more pictures of the Missouri River before heading out of town and into the Little Belt Mountains to find our campsite for the night. We left Great Falls and headed south into the Helena Lewis and Clark National Forest. And then when we hit Riceville, we peeled off onto some gravel roads and headed into the Little Belt Mountains. There are a few Forest Service campgrounds up in the Little Belt Mountains, and the one we ended up staying at was called Logging Creek. It was a beautiful, remote, super quiet campground, but you have to watch out for the sneaky deer. He is going to come take our apple.
Right there. What you smell?
He wants that apple.
Well, I got mine. What are you doing? How are you? Huh? What do you smell? Huh? No, don't lick the mustard.
Now,
This is what?
it's like, let me try this again. Thought we had to worry about the bears. Uh-huh. My apple. You just go about your business. There were 2 deer, a male and a female. She was more timid and never got any closer than this, but we had to keep our eyes out for the other one. He was not shy or timid and didn't hesitate to get fairly close to us before we'd have to scare him away. You don't see me behind this bush. The next morning, we would pack up our tent for the last time on this trip. We had planned to stay out for about another week, but our plans had changed. We needed to get home for our friend's memorial service, and Tim's sister was now in the hospital as well. Still had a couple of long days of driving ahead of us, and there would still be a few interesting sights to see along the way.
You gotta get